Nothing. He comes back, finds his house swept, and put in order, and there he abides. He found another child. But the spirits out there ain't gonna find no child. Because that heaven cut loose that body. And more, as long as the body out of the ground, the spirit is right there.
It's not living.
It's right. It's not until the moment I said, it's not until the first shovel of dirt.
That's right.
Because as long as the spirit thinks he can raise up that body, he's familiar with it, even though it may be old, even though it may be shot, cut, embalmed, he's still familiar with that body. That's the body he wants to get with. Are y'all with me? And he'll stay right there. The spirit will hover over that body until he realizes that it can't raise that body up. It can't go back into the soul. The soul ain't going to have it. The soul can't go into the flesh. It ain't going to have it. And so therefore it moves on and try to find a sister about to bring half a child to come back into the world. So cremation, Mom, is my choice because I feel strongly that I will be back to help the children that's in his lawn. I feel as if I'm very strong in more science in this lawn. And I feel like I want to help my people. And all that I can't do in this life, I want to come back like Jesus did when he came back reincarnated in the Prophet Muhammad. He didn't have to come back to the Prophet Muhammad. He could have just stayed wherever, I guess. But he said, I want to go back. And he came back. And that's what I want to do. I'm standing here now. The lawns that are in these young boys, the children that are in these lawns and these wombs, I want to come back and assist them. If I ain't do no more than sweeping the floor, washing windows, doing dishes, cleaning the toilet, to help them to do uplift our people more. So cremation is my choice, and burial would be the next party's choice. And the difference is one that I feel as if you're going to get back, according to what the prophet says, you're going to get back a lot faster. Because he's going to blow on those pliant substance and life spring forth from death. Is that what he's saying? And that's what I'm looking forward to more. If I believe in that, his word, I got to believe in that too. That my life again will spring forth from this death, this disintegration of this form right here. But if I'm in a casket, I really haven't investigated all the degrees lesson that entails the preservance, other than what the Egyptians say. And the Egyptians say that you still turn to dust. Are y'all with me? You're eventually going to turn to dust. You know, no matter how tight your bands are wrapped around you, how much embalming fluid you may have in you, how much herbs you may have in you, your body is eventually going to turn to dust. So that's my issue. That's my point of view on cremation as well as opposed to burial. I'm going to be buried. And we have our cemetery plot, all paid for and everything, but I'm still going to be cremated. Now, to show that it's an institution, they didn't go on up on cremation. I buried my brother with $1,200–$1,300. Now, it was $2,300. Last time I heard, it was $2,300 just to cremate somebody. Just to know well. So it's an institution. It's something more. It's not well to weep for death. Not to say that you don't or shouldn't, because we're going to miss our love. But if I'm conscious,
that's right.
If I'm conscious, when that person leaves, I'm going to know when they leave, and I'm going to be able to touch them while they're gone. Because what does the prophet say? What is gnosis? It is the art and of the Lord.
That's right.
What? The consciousness that man and Allah are one.
Gnosis, that's right.
And to demonstrate this, you can take this glass of water right here.
Go ahead.
And this cup is water. And this one little drop is your spirit. And when it falls back into the water like it just did, can you tell which is you and which is Allah? A flame, a match, a fire. You got something burning, a flame, match is burning. You come and take anything, a big piece of paper, a little piece of paper, and light something from that fire, there'd be two parts. But if you put them back together, can you tell which is the fire you just had, or which is the flame that was constantly burning? No, you can't. And that's how it is. That's how it is with us and the spirit. It's not well to weep for death, but it's okay. You know, you're going to, because we're physical people and we're in the physical, and we love people. You know, so especially in our seniors and our senior citizens today, they have a real problem with it. Those that don't know, but it's our job to tell our people about death. It's our job. Stop. The prophet said, this man right here says, live as long as I ought to live, not as long as I can. We have our loved ones laying up in these hospitals, and they got all kinds of tubes on them. These ears have actually heard people say, stop letting them cut on me. Oh, I'm sorry, sister.
No, he's speaking. Continue.
They said it. And at that point, they're ready to go. It's full of enemies. Right. They wait for that friend. What does it say? Death is not an enemy. A man is a friend. They wait for that friend to come and get them some consolation to carry him out this flesh.
That's right.
That's right.
They wait for that friend. But you come up there instead and old grandma, granddad, and, you know, stay here, don't go nowhere, and all this grandma, granddad said, please, baby, let me go. They can't say no. All they can do is lay there. But then they make a muscle retract, or they smile, and all of a sudden we vein and see some life. Come on, man. That was just a muscle response to the medication that's going through the body. We think it's a smile. And then we take our pictures. I took them off my camera. One of them said to me, I'm taking them off. I don't want to see nobody suffering like that. I want to go. Our forefathers, even more today, have gone to Mecca and Chicago, and at the convention, and have passed for them. Lay down, Moses says, what the record say, lay down and die. Moses, that's what our fathers used to do. They just lay down. Today, all we need to do is stop taking the medication, stop doing a whole bunch of other things, and just lay there. And you are going to, and you will lay there and you will pass on. Our fathers, more during the Ramadan in Mecca today, thousands of people go to Saudi Arabia, to Mecca, right today, and die. Because that's the birthplace of the human race. And more do it in Chicago, Illinois. They just pass and just go to sleep, just simply die. That's how I want to do. I don't want the people cutting this and cutting that, cutting this, cutting that, and he gonna go send his children to college or somewhere, and you got to pay the bill. So, more cremation is, I've researched it, and I'm basing it on body must disintegrate what our prophet teaches us, and that's the way I'm going to go. And burial, of course, you know, in Burial Cemetery in Chicago, Illinois, is where our prophet Prather-El is laid to rest. John Gibbons, the reincarnated prophet, is in the mausoleum. You got countless other more.
Lincoln Cemetery.
Lincoln Cemetery. You got Christina Price-Bey. You got Prather-El. You got Sister reincarnated prophet's wife, Eva. Ali. You got a lot of more above ground internment. Then you got a lot of them that have accepted the lessons of cremation, and that's the way that they're going, as opposed to being buried. It costs more money that we don't have. It's eating up the insurance that we don't have. I can't leave my child nothing because the insurance money's got to go to pay this bill. And they telling people today, here for $20 a month, you can get $5,000 insurance that's good enough for burial. Come on now. Come on now. If I'm gonna pay $5,000 more, that it's an institution, it's an economy, and we're gonna wreck it.
Islam.
And the reason why our fathers in ancient times buried, they never burned. We didn't burn our people, we buried. And the only reason why we buried, because in those eastern countries where the sun shines 24 hours a day, it's hot, bodies start to decay, start to become odorous. Is that right? So we, same day, same night, we put our children, our wives, our husbands, grandparents in the ground the same day, because the body starts to decay. One day, a mere 24 hours after the spirit leaves out this body, it's going to start to decay. So says our prophet. And therefore, as it starts to decay, it's gonna start to become odorous. And that's gonna be it. So there are a lot of things that go along with this movement. Whatever your wishes are, the moment says, chapter 4, to bury Elizabeth, the man said that Elizabeth was buried in the Hebron burial ground near to her husband's, is that right? But her neighbors
That's right, that's right.
complied with her wishes. Not her son, her daughter, or children, her neighbor, because that was her neighbor laid her body in the Hebron burial ground near to Zacharias' tomb. Are y'all with me? So however you want to do, however you want to go, more than that's the way your loved ones will see you go. If you want to be buried, you get buried. You want to be cremated, you get cremated. This is what you want. You are conscious enough, I'm conscious enough, we're conscious enough today to make these type of decisions. It may affect our children, but death is death. We ain't gonna feel nothing. We ain't gonna feel nothing. Not a thing. And not only that, but the wonderful, most gracious part about that is you over here praying, and the celestial angels over on the other side, right here, praying also. So I'm gonna have that boat gonna do a smooth sail, because of the prayers that you have sending me on, and the prayers that are over there to receive me, smooth sail all the way. I'm gonna sail on smoother seas. Prayers. So that's what cremation. That's my view, Chief, on cremation and burial.
Add to that, do you think, because I'm thinking about just getting wrapped and put in the ground, that'd be better than just a casket whereby you be close to the ground, you can more quickly decay than rather than being in a casket?
All conscious men, all conscious people are doing that. You go to any cemetery, most cemetery, I know in DC, Maryland, Virginia, where I live, you got, in the cemeteries, you got everybody got this section. You got the Masons, you got the Muslims, you got the Chinese, you got the burial. Everybody has that section. And it's no beautiful sight than to see a body. The Muslims wrap you up tight and put you in the ground, just like a mummy. Or they'll put you in a wooden coffin and put that wooden coffin in the ground. And the body just starts to deteriorate, the wood starts to deteriorate. Your body's not going to be reserved because it's supposed to deteriorate. That cotton cloth that they use is going to deteriorate as well. I don't want no casket. You know, I want the ministry.
Islam laws. So that and the excuse that they try to use nowadays with the burying, putting bodies in the ground that way, is that it does something to it causes disease in the earth and causes poison, etc. That's the excuse that they try to use for why they embalm, lock you in a vault, etc. But in Islam, like it was just demonstrated in Islam, you know, your body 24 hours after the death, you are wrapped in shroud cloth and put in the ground directly into the earth or in a wooden box. Now they have Islamic cemeteries where that's just what's happening.
Janazah, that's right.
Well, janazah is prayer. Funeral services. But I'm saying they bury you straight in the ground. And there are a lot of Islamic cemeteries across the country where, if that you can be buried there, even as Moors, if you take your shahada and donate a few dollars to the masjid, they'll bury you in the cemetery. So I just wanted to touch on the point that this is the excuse that they use nowadays of why they preserve your body and they put you in the ground away, because like I watched, I think this was the first time I've seen this at Mother Wisdom's funeral. They was trying to get us out of there, but we stayed. We wasn't leaving until they put Mother Wisdom in the ground. And I remember watching, and I'm saying they locked her up in all of this stuff. They had she was in the casket cord. Then they put her inside of a tote, look like a tote that you buy from Walmart.
Right.
They
And
put
lock
it,
that.
they lock that, then they put it inside of a wood vault.
Right.
I mean, not a wood, cement vault. So they put it in all, I got pictures of it. They put it in the, so she was in the casket, then they locked it in the thing, they was going around, they putting the locks on it, locking it down.
Right.
And that, it looked just like a plastic tote that you get from
Right.
Walmart. Then they stuck that inside the cement. So, you know, it's just, so if we was to dig her up, what they call that? Exhume, we was to exhume her body 50 years from now, she'll look just like when we put her down in there.
Well, one of the greatest, one of the greatest lies that the people tell you is that your body is gonna affect the earth.
Right.
Your body, nature, Mother Nature herself will dispense everything the way it is
Right.
supposed to be dispensed. Your body is going back to the earth, to your protoplasm, same thing that the prophet says in the Quran, the protoplasm, all of these things are going to go to its respective reservoirs.
That's right.
If you put yourself in the earth, all you got to is if the things putting bodies in the earth will poison the body, then this earth should be fully poisoned because of all the wars that they had right here that they piled.
That's right.
That's right. Countless of
DC Mall in Washington DC is built on out on the Asiatics that fought in the Civil War. The DC Morgan, Washington DC is built. So many schools and buildings that are built on cemeteries, but they never say that that land is poisonous and dirty with all of them bodies in that ground. That's the biggest host that they ever could tell. You're gonna poison the ground. When the poison is in my body, Mother Nature say, "Oh look, I don't want that over here. That goes over there, Mom." And your tail gonna go over here, and that bad breath you got going, or bad teeth, that's gonna go over here, and I'm gonna be distributed equally over the earth. Protoplasm, my blood is gonna go where it's supposed to go, as opposed to baptizing the earth. It's gonna go, and then what do we do? What do we look up and do? We're gonna be sitting down at the table,
eating somebody, right? Because they fertilize the ground.
everything comes from the earth. We go back into the earth, we're gonna come back. We're gonna come back. We're gonna eat.
So, always rise and give praise to Allah, the Prophet of Ali, on each and every one of you. Honor the 17th Moors Unity Summit Islam Moors. Honor for the time we'll be taken out to, go into the places that we don't normally go, that need to go across the Moors world. Islam Moors, I just wanted to add that we slow the process down. All these things, we slow the process down when we don't allow the speedy reparations to take place, to go back to what became. Now, I'm going to say this because even with cremation, our loved ones unknowingly are slowing the process down because we're doing what with the ashes? We're holding on to them. You follow me? And when you hold on to the ashes, they still haven't gotten back to that earth. Now, I know they have urns, for the sake of understanding, they have urns that break down in the earth, and you can commit those cremains to the ground. So if you want to demonstrate cremation, if you still want to put a loved one in the earth, my father was committed his cremains was committed to the earth at a military cemetery. He has a plot, but his cremains is right there, but they probably gone by now. So some of us, because we're a little old school, and we may want to go visit, or we oftentimes go visit the loved ones, the past leaders of the Moorish world. We go and, reflect on the history, because we know they're not there. But we go reflect on the history of the work that the brother or sister have done. Islam Moors?
Go ahead. Let me just take one more moment to tell you what happened to these bodies in these caskets. Well, it's a book. The book is about this big. And in that book, they have cameras. You donate your body to science. They take your body and they split one part of your body all the way up the middle.
That's right.
They put that body up against a glass mirror. After they sewed everything so it won't fall off and got the blood out, or the blood and coagulated. They said it right? coagulated, and they put a mirror, put a glass, plate glass up to it right there, and there's a mirror, I mean a camera,